Welcome back, guys, to another episode of this amazing content. I know you guys love it, and it's your favorite show.
And I know it makes you horny.
/S/J/S.
I'm done.
Do we make you horny?
So, guys,
yes?
we're back here
Why?
with Roy again.
Why?
And Zix is already talking about his horny attitude.
No, I'm asking the viewers if they are horny because
Zix is
of us.
horny on main for some reason. He just wants you all to know. Okay, Roy, tell us again. When are you going to get married? How many kids are you gonna have? When are you going to graduate from college? Are you ever gonna go back? When are you going to have grandchildren?
And
when are you going to be the best man for Damien's wedding?
I'm gonna be honest. If someone, an elder, asked me that question, I would literally blow my brains out.
Which question?
All of them, all together. Like that is stressful as fuck.
And that's what I do.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's what I do.
Luckily for y'all, I love those kind of questions.
Oh, I'm so glad you do.
Me and Roy are like
Couldn't be
cut
me.
from the same cloth here.
Roy, do you have a penis or an asshole?
You could only have one.
Well,
I mean, I think an asshole's a little more important.
It's more versatile.
No. They're both cloacas. All right, they function the same way. Which do you have?
I'm actually.
I was gonna say, you might not be very happy with this response because I know you want to know which of the two.
Poop out of his dick.
I'm listening. I can barely.
Roy, can I have your stream of shit?
Huh?
I'm trying to listen to his answer,
His Twitch channel.
and y'all are being crazy.
His stream.
Okay, Roy, which one would you rather have?
My ass or Andy?
Okay, that's a different question.
That's no, no. Everyone, shut up. Roy, like they said before, and they didn't let you answer. Do you have a dick or an asshole?
Why is that the question you want to
Because
read?
he never answered it. And he's like, you guys are gonna hate me or whatever, but answer it.
Anticipation.
My dick is connected to an asshole.
Ooh.
So
Hey, wait. That means you're an asshole.
Let him explain.
Wow.
So the way that y'all ought to envision it is just think of a penis, and then it goes into a body, and then on the other side there's an asshole.
That's like my body.
The beast with two backs, you say.
I'm dead.
So what ends up happening is that
So Roy, in essence,
it can
can you
feed from
put your
both
dick
sides.
in your pee hole?
Would you
like a girl, you know?
Would you pee inside of a girl's pussy?
You guys are the worst.
Would you
If that's
pee
what
in
she
your own
wanted.
asshole?
Ooh, interesting. Would you do the whole
If it
peekaboo
made her
technique
happy,
and
I'd
just
do it.
shh in there?
I can't even hear what he's saying.
He's saying if it will make her happy.
Roy, can you speak?
No, you're not gonna tell
I
him to
have
speak
been this
differently.
entire
Y'all
time.
need to shut up.
I'm just awesome. That's it.
You know what's different between this episode and the last one?
What?
I turned my Switch on, and now Vanna's like, "Alright, guys, shut up."
He turned his YouTube switch on.
No,
Switch-
he also turned his Switch higher.
I know, he mimics me.
Yeah.
Alright, time to turn it off again. Roy,
No!
take over.
No, it's fun.
I mean, everything in moderation, right?
No, you're talking to two people with ADHD. It's 0 or it's 100. Take your pick.
Can I have a asshole?
Roy, can he have your asshole?
I thought you said,
Oh,
can
you
I
were
have
talking to me?
Yeah.
an asshole?
I said an asshole,
Yeah.
but I'll
So,
take
Roy,
Roy's.
when are you
I'll
gonna...
take Roy's!
Roy, when are you gonna graduate?
When are you gonna have my children?
That is such a disrespectful question, but I'll answer it.
How is it a disrespectful question? I'm asking
not
that
in
this.
college.
I'm asking
Didn't
that to
he
myself.
drop out?
I'm a college dropout.
Yeah.
Is that
Ooh,
what
I'm
you
gonna
wanted me to say?
fight a guy. Okay, Andy,
No.
talk to Roy. I'm gonna focus.
I didn't even get far enough into the application process to be declared a dropout.
I honestly
so it's
thought
okay.
you were gonna say an apple.
I try to help
Yeah,
Vanna
apple.
get through it.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't get
I
far
can still
enough through
help.
the
I
apple.
know. I cracked under the pressure.
What if I get a job and I could help pay for it?
Of course not.
Why
I
not?
would never accept that.
Why not?
That's insane.
So?
Oh,
No. If you got a job, I'd want you to pay
I
for
refuse.
your own whatever.
oh,
So?
like fucking people
No.
vehemently.
Okay.
What does vehemently mean?
Please tell me.
Like vigorously.
Oh.
Is that actually what it means?
No, but it's a synonym.
Okay.
I'll show you a synonym.
Also,
So,
your cinnamon.
Through context clues. Roy, when are you going to,
Graduate.
Roy,
No,
when
no.
are you gonna show us your penis?
guys are all talking at the same time, I couldn't hear anything.
Did you hear my question? Because it was the most important.
Yeah, go ahead, Zix.
Did you hear my penis?
Can I what?
That's not what I
I'm fucking dead. He said, I'm not gonna fucking say it. Just
Wait,
repeat yourself.
it is vigorous. In a forceful, passionate, or intense manner.
I'm done.
It is
Wait,
vigorous.
Roy, Zix asked, when are you gonna show everyone your penis?
Yeah.
I mean, I that's what I was trying to do the other day,
Yeah, with
but I was waiting for
I killed
Andy
him.
or Raul to offer, you know,
Look at him.
theirs first,
He's so ugly.
so that I don't know, so that mine wouldn't blow everyone away, because we saw Andy's or Raul's first, but no one ended up doing it except Andy showed me some of his foreskin,
the tip of my
which was majestic,
yeah.
really elastic.
He
And
said
That's
you don't.
funny.
This is something you don't see in 300 years. That's exactly what he said.
Then he drew a picture.
Then he drew
Oh my
my
god!
dick.
Can you?
The Muppet in the
are
back,
you gonna-
bro.
Are you gonna? Can you
No,
put the
it's
picture on the
fucking
video?
YouTube. I'm not gonna.
I'm
put that-
dead. But
What?
it's a drawing.
Hey guys, you guys should pay for our Patreon. You're gonna see the picture.
Right? Yeah, you should become
True.
members.
The artist
really proud of that
illustration
drawing.
of my dick.
Roy's art is amazing.
Roy's art is like
It
Like,
is.
actually-
penis.
Go check out his Instagram.
When
He
it's
does so
fully
many
erect.
amazing art pieces. It's Roy_Perez.
Well, it's not.
That's
but
his
I thought it
last
was
name.
Roy
It's
Sanger.
Roy Sanger.
Roy Sanger. I'm done.
Is that?
I'm fucking
Is
done.
that not how you?
It's Roy Sanger.
Roy Sanger.
Roy Sangle.
I'm done.
Roy, what angle is your dangle?
Does
What
it have
angle to
one?
what?
What angle does your dangle have?
My dangle, bends
jangle.
up maybe 10 to 20 degrees, depending on the excitement.
Oh my god.
From what region?
From which direction? What is the
Like-
angular polarity?
No, I don't want to be tickled.
From Northern Ireland.
Oh shit.
How many vectors are there?
How many vectors?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ah.
72.
Ooh, 72. That's one of my favorite.
That's like
numbers.
more than 3. How the fuck did you do that?
How the fuck did you do that? Well, I had to bend it a bunch.
Is a very complex, multicellular being.
Roy, what if I chopped your dick off and made it a mold of your penis?
Oh my god.
And you made it into a what?
A mold of your penis.
Pulp?
And stuck it back on.
Pulp?
I'm dead.
Yes.
Like orange juice pulp?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah, you're gonna pulp his dick. That's
That-
how hard he's gonna fuck you.
That's awesome. What if
Yeah.
what if you fell off the bed?
People are gonna watch this and fucking call the police. Like, the FBI is gonna show up at our house. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah, this is
It all
pretty crazy
depends.
stuff, guys.
It all depends on how much we cut. Hey, you want my YouTube switch to be on or off? Tell me.
It's on.
You want a chaotic episode or you want a chill episode?
We already had
There's
a
no
chill
chill
episode.
anywhere in this.
We
Alright,
already
guys.
had a chill episode.
I'm gonna be chill now.
No,
So-
we already had one.
So Roy,
We have to... Roy, can you suck your own penis?
why is
I'm
this
not
just
Marilyn
like the
Manson.
whole? Is this all of our content? Like, what are you doing? This is not this channel.
Oh my god.
We have college adult humor, but it's not all ranchy. God
So
damn.
far, it's been beggar wrong.
I believe the term is raunchy.
Yeah, it's not ranch.
It's from a ranch.
All of
this
our
channel-
content is ranch.
This channel's all covered in some white fluid, and it's ranch dressing. It is ranch
I promise
dressing.
it's ranch. It's not anything else.
It's fucking ranchy, okay?
Oh
That's
my.
nasty.
And like a few minutes will go by of normal conversation. All of a sudden, Zix is just like, "Yeah, so Roy, when are you gonna show everyone your dick? Hey Roy, when are you gonna inseminate me?"
It's pretty loud.
Zig is totally into me. Like,
I
But
would-
it's like, what
I
the
would-
fuck?
I would
You
have
guys are
like
having this fucking love triangle, and I'm over here just getting the ass end of it, but not in a pleasurable way.
Roy. I would have 2 of your
I'm
children,
not
but
involved
not
in
the third.
this. either. We're over here. They're having their own little fling, and we're just over here like.
You know what's funny? Because I don't think you guys saw the end of the episode, but after Roy hung up, and I was kind of just like getting more chilled and just kind of like my YouTube switch was turned off, and I was just like chilling, and you sound very, very muffled, and like you're snuggling up to something.
Yeah.
It really sound. I don't know if it was just because like I was there, so I know, but like it really sounded like, all right, the energy of the party's gone. Now time for a little comfort snuggling.
Oh yeah.
Where'd they go?
As Zix plays the...
Where'd they go? No!
Andy's gonna edit out my burps.
I'm gonna edit everything.
Yeah.
This whole video is gonna be 5. This whole video is gonna be 5 minutes long, and it's gonna be every single time Zix asked Roy a question.
We're cutting it out. Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like, hey Roy, can you show me your asshole? Hey Roy, when are you gonna fuck me? Hey Roy, when are you gonna have my babies? Hey Roy, that's the whole episode.
Literally.
Roy.
No, please no. Every time Zix says Roy, I freak out.
Roy, do you have a person inside of you?
Yes, and that also made me laugh at the same time. It was like a double whammy. I literally thought you were gonna say, Roy, do you have a vagina? And I was like...
I would suck it.
Your face! Roy, you should see Andy's face when Zix said that.
I wish I could hear what's going on.
I need my fucking mask.
Why?
Roy.
No, you're gonna muffle yourself. Oh, wait, am I not supposed to pick it up? I'm sorry.
No, you can pick it up.
I can.
No.
Well, like Zix was starting to say something, and he was like, Roy, do you have a person inside of you? And I thought he was gonna say, Roy, do you have a vagina? And then Zix said, if you did, I would suck it. And Andy made a face of like, just pure bewilderment.
I was just kind of speechless.
He was like, what?
I was like, bro, I thought we went through this. I thought there was gonna be no more sex talk.
Oh god, no.
Oh, you said
It's
vagina. I like vaginas.
Well, I would totally date you too, Zix.
Good.
You would date him how he is now, or if he was a girl?
Say that again?
You would date him exactly how he is now, or only if he was a girl?
I would. But sex is really important to me. This is what I've learned.
You can fuck my ass.
I wouldn't be able to have sex with him because I just don't find him attractive in that way. So it would probably go apart, but we would be in really great terms.
But you'd suck him dry though.
Yeah. I would do it for him. Like I would do stuff for him. But I don't know. I can only do so much for myself.
Like you wouldn't let him suck you dry?
No.
Okay. Oh, I can evolve
Wait, are you
again.
like, would you actually do that?
You wouldn't be sucking something hard. You'd be sucking something like really flaccid. That's just really uncomfortable.
Wait, I just want to understand. Like, are you joking when you tell the guys in squad that you want to suck them dry, or are you being like 100% serious?
Look at him, he's pink.
Oh,
Vanna,
no,
look,
I'm
he's
joking.
pink.
I'm joking.
Look,
but like, if I did, like, theoretically, hypothetically, fall in love with one of the guys in squad,
Yeah.
and they were like, Roy, give me a choopy, I would do it, but I'm like, I'll do it, and I think I'll get off from the fact that they're enjoying themselves.
Would you be
But
happy?
I wouldn't be like sexually like stimulated. I would just be like, I would be emotionally stimulated.
I love you so much. You're really funny.
Roy, would you?
Like, honestly, that was like the best explanation you could possibly give. Like, 10 out of 10. I would listen to that explanation again.
How many boats can you fit up
that
your
you
ass?
appreciated that.
That was amazing. Like, mind blown.
Yeah, I came to that conclusion many years
You
ago.
came.
Shut the fuck up. Roy, you're a real man.
Yeah, because I struggle with that a lot, or at least I used to. I feel a little
I'm a
bit
goofy
more
goober.
secure about my manhood. But, yeah, manhood.
Yeah.
So Zix, answer the question.
That's definitely a good topic.
Goofy goober.
No, answer the question.
He was trying so hard not to talk over you because I was literally staring at him the entire time you were explaining that, Roy, and I was just like, do not fucking make a sound. And he's like, and I'm like, no.
Zix.
And he's like, I'm a goofy goober.
Zix.
What?
Zix, stop playing for a sec and answer the question. We're gonna put your answer over actual video of you playing. So just focus on answering.
Well, no, just I need you to ask the question again.
Yeah.
I was focusing too hard on not speaking.
I was gonna do that for you. So, how do you feel about your manhood? Like, do you...
Like my penis?
No, my guy knew that was coming.
No, this has nothing to do... Well, I mean, I guess your penis has something to do with it, but, like, are you... Like, how do you feel about your manhood in this society? And compared to your peers...
I feel like men are too depended on.
You feel like men are too depended on?
Yeah.
So, okay, so tie that into yourself. Like, tie that to yourself. Like, what?
That's why I feel it.
You feel it because you feel like people depend on you too much?
Sometimes.
Who are these people?
Yeah,
Myself.
I can feel that too.
Your mom?
I can vibe with that.
So true. I don't have any Pokeballs. I have 4.
Yeah, this is why I told you to stop playing.
No, I answered the question.
No, you didn't.
You sort of did, but like I think we want you to elaborate a little more.
Oh, I don't know.
How do you define your own masculinity?
Yeah, I did want him to elaborate more, but if that's the extent of it, then I mean, I'm satisfied.
How do I elaborate?
You just feel like you're pressured by society to be a provider?
Yes.
And that defines your masculinity?
Yeah.
I'm a good translator.
I did not hear anything that was just said right now.
I said Zix feels like he has too much pressure from society to be a provider, and that's what defines his masculinity. Because outside of that, he feels no difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you see, that's...
I'm a good translator. Or did you want to say more?
Thing,
oh,
like,
no. That's pretty much it. If I think of more,
regarding manhood.
Say that again?
That's a really good point of contention to bring up regarding manhood.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's true. It is true. But you see, like, the way that I'm, like, looking at this subject, and then I'll ask you, Andy, but, like, regarding this situation specifically, about, like, manhood and, like, your perception of yourself as a man, right? Because for you, Zix, it's like, okay, I'm, like, really dependent on,
what?
And...
You depend on me, Roy?
I'm sorry?
That's not what he said. Roy, you said you also feel really dependent on, right?
Well, I said that... Man, what the fuck did I say?
You said you depend on me.
He's depended on, that he's really dependent on. That people depend on him as a man. And that's something that we all struggle with. So, because, like, I'm going to be 25, and a lot of the women that I have interacted with, or the women that I know of around my age group, they are already, like, their mentality is shifting a lot towards, okay, I want something that's a little more stable now, or like a guy that has his stuff together. This isn't, across the board. I'm not saying that all women feel this way, obviously. Like, this is not a gross generalization or anything like that. It's just my experiences. This is what I've realized, or what I've ran into. But then again, a part of that is also somewhat fabricated on my behalf, because although I do run into those women, those aren't the women that I actually find attractive in the first place. Those are just women that I know. And then there are the women that I am attracted to and that I do attract, and they're actually super, super understanding of my circumstances, and they focus a lot more on me as an individual than what I'm providing financially.
I mean, it's crazy because Andy's, like, talked to me about that before, that he's, like, I think he feels the same way you feel. And I'm just like, I could not, my hair's getting caught between the chair and the wall. Sorry. I could not imagine, like, feeling that way about a potential partner. Like, just being like, oh, like, what can you provide for me? Like, that's not the primary thing that I think about. Like, it's fine for you to be aware of it and to think, oh, like, I want to provide for the person that I'm going to be with. But, like, bro, that's just not where my mind is at. Okay.
See, I understand Zix way better than he knows himself.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I will say, in Vanna's defense, though, that I don't think Vanna suggested that we think that all women are like that.
Oh, no.
In the first place. So...
No, I know, but just the fact that, like, that's become such an issue is, like, for real. Like, this is 2022. Like, I'm sorry. You could support your damn self. Like, why are you looking for a man to fucking support you? Why is that the first thing that you think about? How about just someone that you have companionate love with? How about someone you can just spend time with,
Like,
and you have similar values, and you have a connection, and that's like that should be the priority, not what kind of job does he have? What kind of car does he drive? No, it's fucking stupid. I don't understand, and I judge people who think that.
It's the materialistic.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but I'm judging.
Fuck. What's the word?
Yeah,
Materialistic.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Personality.
I guess.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I want to say, but
I mean,
go
so
with it.
like what Vanna's saying, I don't think has much to do with what Roy was talking about, because that's definitely from like the feminine approach and mentality to it, that like, oh, we ourselves should be better than that, or like we shouldn't value those things in that way. But I feel like masculinity, given that lens of what we're talking about, being provider, having stability and all that stuff, and having this like generational, like it's kind of like every single age you're supposed to have more. You're supposed to be able to afford more, like have more shit figured out. And in turn, that's basically how society is for men. It has nothing really to do with women, because you can find a bunch of women that have differing opinions and perspectives and values. So it really has nothing to do with women. It's everything to do with like men and how we think of each other. Like we can sit here amongst ourselves and we think kind of similarly about how it fucking sucks that we're expected to do this shit and none of us have our shit figured out. And we can literally empathize with each other. How this is just so toxic. Like that in turn is what toxic masculinity is. And it's not built by women. And it's not built by the men themselves that experience it. Right? It's not something that people do unto you or you do unto others. It's generational. Kind of how like you guys know like
oh my god,
the
I went
meme,
like 3 minutes without speaking. I forgot that I exist.
You guys know about the meme where it's like Generation Y or Generation X, the baby boomers, they're like, oh, back in my day, we had to go through all this shit. We had to I had to walk 5,000 miles to get to school. You guys have it so easy nowadays. You guys are snowflakes. It comes from that generation, like from that mentality that you're supposed to have so much more because I've had so much more back in my day. Well, things like inflation and unemployment happen where we have such a different political landscape and we're still expected to perform and experience life the same way they did. It's the same thing with our school systems. It was created during the industrial age to get people to be able to kind of like assembly line products students became, and the end result was having someone who can work in a factory, someone who had the knowledge and wisdom to be able to sustain an ever-growing economy. But now we don't have that structure anymore. We don't have those industrial age jobs that require that, but we still have this same school system that has gotten very little renovation and remodeling. So now it's like we're still going through school in this mentality, in this like program. So it's the same way, like with masculinity being deemed that way, it really has nothing to do with women. It has nothing to do with like how other people treat us. It's just this weighing guilt on our conscience given to us because of how, you know, like when you go to like, let's say Nazi Germany, and then you see how like all throughout...
Those are bad people.
Yeah.
Nazis are bad.
Okay, Six. Six wasn't paying attention up until this point. I'm giving an example.
Nazis are bad.
You know when the Allies fought back Nazi and they went back into Germany to liberate them, there are children who were born and raised in that political system who that was all they know. You know? They knew this classist, this nationalist, this what do they call? What are they?
Racist.
Discriminatory system, this prejudice system onto other races. What is it? Eugenics?
Eugenics.
Yeah.
Dogs are
this eugenics
weird.
culture that they had where like they automatically assume that certain races are higher than others. And so that's the same thing. Like they'll grow up and become teenagers and become adults and feel that pressure, that expectation. Imagine you being a minority in Nazi Germany. You'll have that same kind of expectation placed on you that you can't go nowhere unless you have this certain thing, unless you're this certain race or this certain skin color, or you were born in this certain situation. So like same thing with like America, how having a job that pays you a couple $100,000 a year, you're still considered middle class. Up until you're a millionaire, you're not worth a cent. People expect people to work in a system that they are already benefiting from in order to be a success. And unless like you're a millionaire, then you pretty much failed the expectation that society has on you, because everyone expects you to be like a white privileged male who like has generations of wealth. That's the expectation. That's the media perception of what we're supposed to be. Now that's kind of just like my little tidbit, my little addition to this conversation, but that's nothing to do with what I deem about masculinity. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your input.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening. None of that's getting put in.
Okay. I have things to say about it, because I mean the only part where like I agree with everything. The only part like that I would add. Yes.
Why do dogs have 7 years?
Why do what?
I think you're confusing a lot of things there.
Why do dogs Okay, well, give me a second to structure the question right.
I'm dead.
Why do dogs live
Perceive
7
time differently.
years more than... Yeah, what Andy said.
It's their lifespan.
That question, I'm confused by it, because I think I know what you're talking about. It's just...
Why is 7 dog years the same as 1 human year? No. Why is 1...
It's because a dog's lifespan is different, and we like to compare human lifespans to other animals. And so in the time it takes us to reach maturity, a dog takes less years because they live for a lot less.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So what about turtles?
They live longer than us.
Apply the same thing
what if,
just to a turtle.
What if
on
we...
their lifespan.
Okay, but like, what if we apply our lifespan to turtles' lifespans, and then we're living like a tenth of a turtle's lifespan? So 1 year in our year is 10 turtle years.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Sure.
I see no flaws.
Okay, what were you saying, Roy?
So what I was gonna say is, although I understand where you're coming from, when you say that there's not like
smart.
because okay, the one thing that kind of like struck me as like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but this is still a problem amongst the populace, is the fact that this kind of stuff is like it's perpetuated, you know?
Yeah.
No, it is not a woman problem. It's not. It's a generational issue that generations still uphold, and it is inflicted onto one another, and it's inflicted onto yourself too.
Yeah.
So, I think that like that's very important to to mention, because the way that you structured it when you said it,
what did I say?
Kind of
What did I say? Because I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Yes.
Because you said that like it's not. You said that it's not something that we do to each other. It's something that has happened because of it's generational.
No, yeah, it's everyone's perspective is in that same lens, so it's not like someone's purposefully doing it to you. It's not like when the meme of like toxic masculinity, like, oh, it's just guys being jerks to other guys, or it's women being jerks to other guys, or whatever the fuck. It's just that's how we are raised to think. So
this is true, but we have also been able to break out of a lot of societal norms. So we still have to hold each other responsible, even if it's generational, even if it's something that has been taught. Like, sure, you can't expect a child to know any better, but over time, that child is expected to learn.
No.
So
yeah,
you can't just like yes, we all are we are all victims.
What if I don't?
Funny enough, I actually had a conversation with someone about this, where I described men as victims to masculinity, and to specifically toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of backlash for that, because I put men and victim in the same sentence, as if they can't be something.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That struck me as very odd, because I was like, what do you mean? As far as I'm concerned, I am a victim to this structure. Now, do I perpetuate it? Yes. Do I sometimes, do I take advantage of it? Yes. Do I benefit from it? Yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it still puts me down somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe not as low as other people, but it's like that whole thing when people are like, oh, don't compare your problems to other people. Yeah, some people have it worse, but yours is still valid.
Mm-hmm.
That argument that I had completely invalidated my experience, and I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I ever not said that I'm that I'm benefiting from the system, because I know I am.
Just hit them back with this fun little statistic that men are more prone to suicide than women, drastically more prone.
Oh, and men go prison more.
Yes, but there are nuances to those arguments. So I don't even fucking bother anymore. I really don't argue with people about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Because
people are very sensitive to this kind of conversation, and I understand. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys before, but I benefit a lot I am the majority in
I'm the minority.
I am not a dark-skinned Cuban. I'm considered a white Cuban, right?
Am I white Cuban?
Male.
I don't consider
in Miami.
white, but...
Am I white?
have a lot of privileges.
Yes.
I am not the minority.
Right.
So, I know this. I'm very, very, very aware of this. But I think that these kind of conversations are important to have, because...
I think you're important to have in our life.
Holy shit, I just realized that.
I'm sorry, Zix. I think that was a compliment, but I couldn't hear all of it.
I think you're important to have in our life.
Aw, thank you, Zix. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
But,
what?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like right now, one of the biggest things that I realize, and those statistics are true, right? We know that men are dropping out of college or not going to college a lot more than in the past. Women are going to college a lot more than they used to, too, thanks to a lot of different things. But we have seen a huge, huge deficit in men who are being educated.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily an oppression thing. That is more of a societal problem, right? There's something going on, because no one is saying that men can't go to school or whatever. It's just the way that things are structured. Men are just failing, dropping out, or altogether not going to school and getting educated. And a lot of that has to do with the levels of depression. But the funny thing is, though, in all of this, even though we have these statistics, men still are the ones who are getting diagnosed more often than women are. Statistics on the behalf of women are most definitely inaccurate, so we don't know. We don't know what the discrepancy is, and whether there is a huge turnout when it comes to the men being depressed, women being depressed, men, obviously we can, who knows for the suicide rate, but we also know that men do commit more crimes than women do. So that's why there's more of them in jail. However, men's sentences are harsher than women's sentences. We do know that too. And that is a societal thing. The perspective of men and women. Men do bad. Men, we look at men harsher than we look at women. We sympathize with women more than men.
Yeah.
So, society's fucking complex. And this is why I brought up the conversation topic, because y'all are smart people. You guys have your perspectives. Andy, you're very well articulated, so and your whole system is based off of logic and statistics. So that's why I like talking to you about this stuff. Zix's input is always valuable, and I'm sorry, Zix, I didn't have too many things to say. Other than, Nick, your perspective is very valuable to me.
Wait, what are you laughing at? Did you hear right?
But
yeah, he said Zix's input is always valuable.
Yeah.
It is. So, I don't know, I feel like, especially like, and Andy, I promise I'm gonna get to you right now about your masculinity, I'm so sorry, but
no, that's cool.
I do want to add, excuse me, oh my god, I'm dying. I do want to add that when it comes to like the complexity of masculinity and manhood in our society, I feel like to a certain degree. Okay, so let's start with this. Today, when I got back from work, I did my thing. You know, I just kind of like I showered, whatever. I prepared myself to be in my house, and I was pretty tired, so I took a nap. When I woke up from the nap, I woke up depressed. It was very strange. I woke up I felt physically bad and emotionally distraught. And
because
I was
you took
like,
a nap and you
what?
didn't do anything.
I'm sorry?
Because you took a nap and you didn't do anything productive.
I'm thinking that that's exactly what happened, but it's also more complicated than that.
No.
Like, there's other things that I know were kind of bothering me.
You're
so I
wrong.
woke up, like, really fucking depressed. And I tried to get up, and I couldn't. I literally just fell back onto my bed, and I was thinking to myself, I don't want to watch a movie. I don't want to play games. I don't want to, I don't want to talk to the people that are reaching out to me right now. I
But
don't
you're
want to
talking
go
to
back
us
to
now.
sleep. Huh?
You're talking to us now.
Yes, because I was able to get over my hunch, but I was like super just out of it. And one thing that was ringing in my head, which is going back to what you said, Six, was productivity. And I was like, man, I am not motivated to make art, but I just know, if I talk about my feelings through my art, I will feel better. Lo and behold, I get up, I manage to get the fucking motivation to get up. I get onto my chair, and I start drafting. I start drafting the pages to the comic, and I was able to come up with a comic just at a moment's notice on a whim about my feelings, about depression, about productivity, but also what this comic became, because at first it was going to be me expressing my sadness, and then it was going to end on a happy note, which is like, oh, it's okay because the sun will always, rise. Will rise again. But,
Unless the sun dies.
But, we still have time. But
Sun could be dead right now. We would never know.
It's not far enough for us to not notice that it's dead yet.
What?
But anyway.
Why?
Pretty sure
Because-
it's freeze to death.
Well, like, what if it died, like, right now?
It would take like I think it's like a few minutes for us to realize that it died.
Well, that's enough time for me to die.
We would die with it.
Yeah, we're there with it.
It would explode onto us.
That's what she said.
Well,
Like-
it wouldn't be instant. It wouldn't be the moment that it explodes. we
Yes,
fucking
we've
die.
changed topics.
No,
But-
it will engulf Mercury and then it will explode.
Mercury.
Hello?
Yo.
Ah.
It's funny.
Hello?
But anyway,
Hello, Roy?
so yes,
Roy,
I'm sorry.
do
You guys went blank for a moment, so I was like, what happened?
Andy said Mercury. That's why. Oh, I'm
okay.
drowning.
I'm dead.
But yeah, to end up to wrap up my thought, the comic went from being like, oh, I'm sad, but it will be okay, to me conquering my sadness. It was like, okay, I'm tired of being sad. I'm going to call the shots, not my sadness.
Yeah.
So it became a different thing because I moved myself so much by. Funny enough, I found inspiration in myself by getting myself up and being productive rather than staying sad, and that made me think about.
You're awesome.
thank you. That made me think about my manhood and my masculinity for some reason. Because, I don't know if I taught you guys this, but a group of lovely women in my life, circa 2020, and 2021, they taught me something super valuable that I'll never forget.
What is it?
And it was that men and women truly only have one gender role, right? Right now we're just doing the binary for the sake of simplifying the concept, okay?
Yeah.
So men and women do have a gender role. And this said gender role is as goes. Men are born to do, and women are born to be. And to me, like, when I first heard that, I was like, okay. But as I figured it out and it was explained to me by listening to these women and understanding the value in that knowledge and the comprehension that it takes to adopt that mentality, my fucking whole perspective changed about not only myself, well, not only the way I treat women and the way I view women, but about myself, which is important. It's fundamental because it gives me some kind of purpose. It informs me on the reality of my life based off of my biological composition, right? My brain operates in a way because my brain is male, right? This is how he works. This is how he understands the world, and et cetera, et cetera. Everybody has their own, what the fuck is this term?
Perspective.
I'm sorry?
Perspective?
It is perspective, but there's like a word that people use to be like, you do you.
Prerogative.
Yes, but it's a smaller word.
It's your movie.
God, we're getting closer.
That's what she said.
Move.
Huh?
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Mantra.
Whatever. Like, pretty much, like, everyone is them, right? Is their own selves. And the idea of, like, a man does and a woman is
These.
kind of does, funny enough, like, perpetuate the idea of, like, men being, like, depended on, but it's not so much that than it is, like, seeking, than finding, like, what's this word? Finding solace in the fact that you are so important. Because you are an individual of action. Because your actions are so important that they can move mountains. While a woman's existence is so important because them being themselves in their shell as they are, being nurturing as they are, being providers of life as they are, being themselves is a purpose fulfilled for our entire society too. The way that we view women, our mothers, our sisters, our goddesses, that's important in the form that life exists because of them. As life continues to exist because of us, because of our actions, because of what we provide, because of what we do. Now, and what the instance in which I, like, applied this knowledge was in my last relationship, but it gave me such, like, a clear sense of purpose, which was, if I do everything I need to do to ensure her existence, I will fulfill my purpose. So, what that moved me to do was I started doing very simple, basic things that started becoming the bare minimum. Like, those things are bare minimum things, you know? Waking up, making the bed, cleaning the house, making sure that there's gas in the car, making sure there's food in the fridge, in the pantry, making sure that, you know, like, just those things where, like, when in a straight relationship, because we're talking about, like, again, for the sake of making this a little simple right now, in a straight relationship between a man and a woman, as men have been expected to provide, if you view your role as a provider as a keeper of life, like as someone who perpetuates the existence of life, I feel like it makes living so much easier. It also makes you appreciate the woman in your life so much more, because you realize that their existence brings you solace, it brings you purpose, it brings you peace. Now, of course, if you find the right one, don't get me wrong. But if, you know, when you find that, you realize that you keeping her alive
people to be alive
through your actions, right? That sounds very melodramatic and like exaggerated, but no, like if you make her life easier, she's gonna make yours easier.
Not zygotes, right?
Like
by just being her, you know? Because women are just naturally. Not only are they naturally,
Continue this conversation.
what's this word? Fuck. It's with an I. Intuitive. They're naturally intuitive, so they their intuition is so great that they can be relied on if, you know, again, the right person who respects you and what you're doing for them, but also that nurturing behavior, that nurturing nature fills you, you know, it refills your battery. It makes you want to get up the next morning and continue and push and do what you got to do and chase and do, because that's our job, is to do, and that fills us with purpose. It's just the way that society has twisted it, has made us tired and mentally and emotionally exhausted and physically exhausted, and we get no form of reward for it because it's just expected rather than respected. We have to be respected for our purposes, and that one major part has been spat on. The same with women, where their existence has been spat on. So anyway, that's the end of my rant. I realized that I went off really hard, unnecessarily, but yeah.
It was good.
It's okay, Roy. We appreciate your words.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said.
That's just Andy being Andy.
No,
I'm glad.
I do. I understand what he said, and I agree.
I don't understand what you said.
You weren't paying attention, Zix.
Huh?
You weren't paying attention.
No, I agree. Maybe.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention.
Well, Zix, honestly, I just appreciate that you allowed me to go off for so long.
I didn't really speak.
Yes,
Exactly.
I did appreciate that. I did notice that. Thank you.
Smile.
This is just a courtesy,
Smile.
a gratuity, but thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
See you
Peace.
next time.